Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 3, where today, on turn 177, we finally achieve short campaign victory. And we get, hooray, replenishment rate for all armies.
All above
I think a
board.
lot of our armies are probably pretty close to the cap already. No, just stay in the water, dummy.
Navigating.
You can stay in the water like pretty much all the way up there. Feels like a better way to approach.
Strike now.
There we go. And yeah, this garrison is like a complete joke. These archers don't even have any armor on. So obviously we just bombard them with cannon fire until they surrender. And then... Province, the Great Ocean, secured. And I guess I did this, technically. I wasn't really thinking about it, but that's fine. We did it! Glory to us! The war will go ever on, for that is the nature of this turbulent world. These are all of the verbs we have access to. But for this moment, we can claim victory. Finally. So, the Galleon's Graveyard is kind of an unusual little location here. It does have this Wreck of the Helden Hammer special building for us. If it manages to reach level 5, I have my doubts. But we'll put up a growth building to try to help it along. And the Maelstrom itself is like an okay building. Makes all of your armies immune to reef attrition in the area, so you don't get harmed just walking across it to get out, which is the only thing that you really want to do once you've gotten here. There's no reason to stick around.
Where to?
We don't really need all that treasure. I'm just going to sail for Magritta. Like I said, I think that's our play there. Aranessa probably doesn't have to come join Henrietta. I think Henrietta's probably got this under control. Unless it turns out there's a big army garrisoned in Shillong. No, not only is there not a big army in Shillong, there's some chance that I won't even have to attack it. Well, it'd be really nice if they would close this up for us. I don't know that we can rely on that. So I think we're going to have Henrietta approach anyway. But right here... Oh, no, this is still... This belongs to Shillong. Okay. I know I'm approaching kind of slowly. I could have been in full march mode here, but I was a little nervous that we might find a great big army of zombies waiting for us or something. And so I think with Aranessa, we're just going to go straight to Hanyu. And we know approximately what's waiting for us over here. I don't know where Helmengorst is, but I do know he's not close enough to be a threat. Nor is his army good enough to be a threat.
Agreed.
So I think I do feel safe being... Oh, hold up.
Move.
Can I... No, we're already too far. I was going to say, if I can switch into... normal movement mode and attack this army, I absolutely will.
I've got your bearing.
I'm just going to move up to block them. Now they have to go around my zone of control if they want to continue eastward. And if they attack us, you know, so much the better. Just get that shit over with. I guess I can upgrade the Crater of the Walking Dead. Do I even want to? 1,500 in for an extra 100 income per turn. The question is, do I think, and 3 turns to build it, do I think we will hold this for 18 more turns? And I guess the answer is probably yes. I don't think anybody's going to go out of their way to stop it. Sure. Oh, right, and we have another whole region here, so there's a commitment for that. And... we are so far past research mattering. Sure, extra rifle ammo, like, we definitely do not ever need that. This won't affect any of the units in our army. This won't affect any of the units in our army. Yeah, we're kind of just out of stuff that matters. We didn't hire any of the specialized legendary admirals, but we built our own, and I think we're pretty well off for it. Oh, Kelly Salt Spray. It didn't ever quite make it to level 5. That's a shame. Whatever. We have all the important offices filled anyway. Oh, right. Tom had a partial order. It is so weird. This units with orders left over at the end of the turn problem was solved, I would argue, perfectly by Endless Legend in like 2014, and yet still there are games stumbling. Where is Kairos even going? Oh, is he? I think he's going to finish off the last defenders, maybe. You know, that's useful. I'm not going to squawk too much about that. That is a thing of utility. So one thing we do need to start considering is how exactly we're going to get back. And this may be a place where the use of sea lanes is actually valuable, which means I need to figure out where the hell they are. Because in theory, our faction is actually very good at making use of them. And we killed our way over to this area correctly, I think. But it certainly doesn't benefit us to try to carve a path back, because just dealing with the Barrow Legion is going to get us enough settlements to finish the game. There's definitely something down here.
Join us on this voyage.
Icket, what's up? Join your war against the tiny Bretonnian faction. No, that's okay. I don't need 2,000 gold. Our reliability is slowly climbing back up. It's recovering from the debacle. I should have known. You know, I should have known getting into bed with Tzeentch was a bad idea. Just feathers everywhere, to say nothing of the cloaca. Not trustworthy. It's one of the least trustworthy orifices, in my opinion. You can never tell what that thing's going to do. Okay, you know, they were showing up as not having a lot of red on that bar not that long ago, but that was an impressive number of troops we just saw there. Yeah, I think, in fact, the Kithaean forces are going to make me have to take that settlement by myself. It's fine. I don't really mind. I just, again, don't understand why the AI can't be bothered to commit to a goal. They had 2 armies right there. They could have just crushed it. That's fine. We'll just go crush it right now. Okay. One of the distant Lizardmen factions is doing a thing I don't care about. Weird news to give me.
Vampire of the waves. All of aboard.
Oh no, they did. Never mind.
Concur.
I'm trash talking for nothing. They totally did take it. So then, at this moment, this faction has only 1 settlement, although they are going to take that port from us, and there's not really anything I can do about that. All right. Well, that being the case, it is time for us to get the hell out of their territory.
Avast. Onwards.
Wendy, you should also run on. For whatever reason, this army didn't try to escape. They just kind of sat down and waited to die.
Now we're talking.
And we will oblige them.
My hook. Bloody your cutlasses.
Yeah, bizarre moves.
To war.
We didn't even take any damage. We can go back to, like, literally almost full. I'm going to do that.
Here, lover, and listen. Aranesa salts.
Not that I think we particularly need it, but it means I don't have to consider health as I'm trying to maintain pressure. I literally can't spend this skill point. And you get... Yeah, the rest of Kraken's Pulse seems fine. Oh, you can't actually... That's interesting. I didn't realize that we couldn't attack via... So we could try to get in the water, but yeah, it probably does end up being faster to just run around, huh? Okay, and I think this land belongs to this faction the whole way around.
No straggling.
So we're not going to offend anyone. All right, so she's going to get there. We're going to have Henrietta actually just run straight for the port.
Blood and plunder.
And I think the deck droppers are not good. Here's the problem with deck droppers. They suck. Tom, just take this spot.
Darkness comes.
All right, that army is all folded up again. Do I want to hang out for a second and help this establish? It's going to take 2 turns before we can get one more improvement. I will say this. It is a pretty large garrison by default, but it's a very bad garrison. So 2 turns until it's ready to upgrade, then another 2 turns until the upgrade lands, and then I can start building the garrison structure. It's probably not super worth it. Hold on, let me get Annie
It shall be done.
situated up here.
We should act now.
Interesting, she can catch Nathala.
This is absurd.
Yeah, I think we should probably do that while Nathala is tired.
Sea dog.
I'm really surprised we can make all that distance. So that army has 6 units of exclusively spear infantry. Well, spear and axe. 4, 5, so like 6 units of real archers. A dragon. We should be able to handle that. We should be able to handle that, no problem. And they're tired? Yeah, we'll crush them. Bonus armor-piercing weapon damage to the Skaven, I suppose. They're the ones who are going to make the best use of that. Leadership up on one of you.
Pistols and cutlasses ready.
Got a jellyfish in a jar, which is like very whatever. We're in friendly territory. We're going to replenish just fine here. But this really isn't a lot of money.
You will obey.
And, you know, I suppose Eltharion is on the way.
The galleon awaits.
All right, that gets Annie to Immortal. She has earned her place in the legends and stories of our conquest. And now that we have Smuggler, her troops are getting pretty elite. Maybe we redline her.
Another victory.
I know there's a lot of value in the yellow line as well, but in this case, like her troops are so much better than she is, I think, that we get more value earlier by redlining. Just because she showed up kind of late. You're almost Immortal too. That'll be helpful.
I thirst.
Folly.
Eltharion really does not have much in the way of move range.
Admiral of the fleet. Treasure is dear. Move your spineless bags.
I think I'm going to represent a threat here.
Raiders.
And maybe Pete does, in fact, just wait. Just hang out for a minute. What else could we possibly need here? We don't need that building anymore, that's for sure. And so I guess we do the same thing here. As always, we just kind of like build recruitment structures.
Queen of tides.
Right, Charles Fenn doesn't have any... I'm not spending his skill point because he doesn't... Is there a single open... No. I know he has unassigned skill points. I can't... There's nothing I could do. What's my garrison look like at Shattered Stone Bay?
Ask another.
Yeah, his army is sufficient to take that. I was like, he's looking a little soft, right? That stack is a little squishy. Ooh, I wonder if the presence of Kugath changes his math any. If Kugath ends up in control of the port, I think that's probably fine for us. Yeah, I'm definitely not concerned about it. We'll piss him off a little bit as we're running through his territory to leave, and then we'll never have to deal with him again, so it won't matter how pissed off he is. I really do wish we had time to wipe out Ivres. I'm a little tired of playing defense against all this elf nonsense. If we had just a little bit more income, we could afford to run one more army. I might feel like it was worth it to go for it. Yes. A trade agreement with a significant upfront bonus. I will absolutely take that. That helps. Every little bit helps. I'm so proud of these Skaven. Managing to remember what they're doing long enough to take over 2 whole settlements. Gosh, there are a lot of civilizations, a lot of player positions that are theoretically very unfriendly to us that just haven't declared war yet. And I am worried that it is coming soon. Yeah, unfortunately, the Graveguard here alone are capable of defeating this force.
And infamy.
Nothing we can do about that. Interesting that he didn't take it, because he is about to have no settlements. That feels like a screw up to me. I think you should maybe conquer that, friend. Well, if Helmengorst was into taking my advice, we wouldn't be in this position in the first place. God, there are so many factions in the north. All of those factions that have no red in the bar at all are way up here in the north, just like no troops at all, and so no ability to defend, but also no ability to fight each other. Very sad. The purple winds of magic are strangely absent around these parts. Well, okay. Fewer spells it is. I'm certainly not losing all that movement range.
Ship and crew are ready. You might be right.
Listen, we don't need all those spells. Alright, obviously Hanyu Port has nothing. Nothing in the way of defensibility. Burn that shit to the ground. Nope, no skill ups that matter.
More bodies washed up.
Let's take a turn of replenishment here.
Good. On land. Serve for eternity. Deckhands, forward.
At this point, Wendy is slow enough that she's just not going to be able to serve as a meaningful scout anymore. Also, there isn't that much left that we don't know over here.
All praise the sea,
No,
father.
I know about this part. Sure. And then in Vulture Mountain, we'll put up, oh, this is slightly more expensive. We didn't have a discount here. What is that other building slot even going to be? A very small amount of income, I guess.
Yes.
So Eltharion didn't come up on land. He seems content to just hang out.
Wailing.
I'm going to sneak up on him. We're going to see if we can catch him doing something stupid. This is probably not worth preparing because Helmengorst could just turn around and take it anyway. Yep, Magritta's garrison, actually a reasonable expenditure, a thing I do care about.
No prey, no pay.
Next turn, we can do that, and it's very cheap to do so. Okay. How far are we from being able to run this? 4 turns. Okay, no problem. You know, this faction seems to have fewer problems with order than most of the other factions, or control, whatever you want to call it. than most of the other factions we played as. I don't know that they really need a rite that can be performed periodically that dramatically boosts control. Doesn't seem like a good use of a slot in their UI. Ugh, Kairos had sailed so far north before deciding to turn around and go to the south instead. Malbob, that's ogre for the bad Bob. Is Tyrion actually approaching, or no? We can see their capital, right? Oh, he almost rode into the ambush. But the good news is his troops are right there and they're in march mode, so they're all tired. We are in position to pounce them and probably will win a 1v1 in that situation.
The Sea Father tasks me to destroy you.
Oh, what? Who even are you? Okay, fine. This is a Lizardmen faction that has their capital, like, right here in the middle of this continent that we've never even been to. Very strange decision-making. I suspect that means they're gonna send a couple of ships over to harass us sometime soon, as that is the pattern so far this game. That's fine. Annie can probably deal with it. I guess they could make themselves a problem as far as holding on to the galleon's graveyard goes if they really wanted to. That would be annoying. Now that I've said that, I really hope they don't do that. Yep, Helmengorst is going to turn around and capture the port because he needs it now. But at least we are continuing to deal damage to his army. Ah, didn't kill any units though. Okay, and so now we wipe him out at the port, and that is one of our 2 big vampire problems solved. Well, I think that that unit just injured itself, desperately trying to harm us. I gotta say, I'm not too impressed by the Caravan of the Blue Roses here. I don't know how they've been such a big problem for their neighbors. Well, the answer is the Apocalypse event that gave them a ton of free units, right? Uh-oh. Our cargo hold has sprung a leak. Some of the booty's already been damaged and our weapons and armor are at risk too. There's only so much space above deck, so which supplies should we try to save? Well, I feel like losing armor probably matters a lot less. Also, it's only for infantry units, so I'm not sure if it even affects the crabs. How are the crabs classified?
Folk are weak.
Monstrous missile beasts. So no, I would not expect it would affect them. Alright, Lucky Charm as well.
In Father's name, no.
Oh, what's this? Knights of Torgaval. Huh. I don't know anything about a Knight of Torgaval.
The fleet master has spoken.
In any case,
Prepare boarding hope.
my Skaven, come on. The thing is, I don't actually think this is a misrepresentation. This is probably right. We would definitely lose units in this fight. I'm just going to accept it.
Drop anchor. We fight.
We probably don't desperately need the replenishment. We're going to have to sit still for 2 turns somewhere, replenishing friendly units anyway. I'm just going to take the money on this one.
Prisoners.
All right, so let's march mode to get back to a friendly spot here where we can do the replenishment or the re-recruitment that we're going to have to do.
Loyal to our fault.
Is this is the one that affects the rifles and the gunnery mob? Yeah. I don't know, maybe you're supposed to use Depth Guard more than I do. I find them somewhat unsatisfying. And in theory, the idea of like a high damage... Oh, have I... Did not remember to take Deadly Onslaught. That's pretty good. We should probably remember. Oh, I had 2 skill points. I get to do both. In practice, they die too quickly if they're being resisted in any way. That's what I have seen. I'm gonna have Pete stay here until the garrison building is finished,
Hail the world.
in the hopes that we can simply hold on to the thing.
Swashbuckler.
Yes, the winds blow true.
All right, Aranessa is very fast, so I have every hope she will be able to get to the port about the same time as Henrietta. Aranessa's army is for sure at the movement cap.
Rajon.
And I don't think there's any reason for us to do anything other than just like charge here. We may as well. And here's a question. Do I want to add a very small amount of trade resources, or do I want to... You know what? I'm going to put up actual defenses. Liberis is not super valuable, but it does something for us. It gives us visibility to a part of the world that we ordinarily don't have. Okay, so this sea lane takes you to the Sea of Dread. Right? This is the Jade... No, this is the Sea of Dread. It takes you to the Jade Sea. Is that... the Northern Straits of the Jade Sea, yeah. There is, in theory, a sea lane around here somewhere that will move us westward. I might have to look it up. I do not know the locations of the sea lanes off the top of my head. It's a system I haven't really interacted with since they implemented it. Okay, well, I don't really expect anything of interest to happen around here. Our income is getting good enough that maybe we could start thinking about one more army. It wouldn't be a very good army, but all it would have to do is sit and play defense in order to get me feeling a little bit more confident that we could move Annie and Pete onto offense.
Swordfish is ready to sail. What do you...
9,000 gold to go to war with the High Elves. I know, or the Wood Elves, rather. I don't... No, thank you. I love his little dialogue box there. It's like, hey, come on, ally with Siege. Be a dude, be a bro. Now I will never stop imagining Kairos Fate Weaver essentially talking like Ed from Good Burger. Alright, he seems to be putting the fear of God into Krukgar, that's for sure. Krukgar has left the continent in order to avoid the battle. In theory, if Krukgar does not get destroyed, he could show up at any time to harass us because we are at war and he does definitely have a vendetta to carry out. So it would actually be really nice to, for me if Kairos could get his shit together and finish that. Oh, Tyrion wants his shitty reef back. I get it. I wonder what the chances are of pulling off an ambush on the reef. Oh, maybe Krukgar's not fleeing. Wild. Excellent work from our Skaven brothers. Maybe we could have accepted war with the Wood Elves. Maybe that would have just been a free 9,000 gold. I don't know. I'm a little leery. Like, we just don't need more armies showing up around our home territory. I think we're probably 2 turns away from being able to attack that port, finish off this one faction, and then then we actually have a very narrow focus for the rest of the game, which is kind of nice. I feel like we've had so much to worry about for such a long time. Handling problems from every direction since like very, very early in the game. Okay. Henri Jenkins does not like being around the Skaven. Something tells me you will be fine. Contact with the Skaven is not going to negatively affect you, my dude.
It is your decision. I thirst. The galleon awaits.
Alright, do a little bit of allied recruitment. Just replace your lost Skaven. And I think these are the right units. I think these have been very helpful.
The galleon awaits.
So like if I put this army up on the reef,
We'll intercept. Serve for eternity.
we are within the unusually large area of influence of the Galleon's graveyard. Yeah, I'm curious if Tyrion will sail in, start an attack, and then we'll get to show up as reinforcements. The Galleon's graveyard doesn't have walls, and I assume never can on account of it's a big hole in the water. If I built the garrison structure... Well, it says tower projectiles, so I guess there are towers. I'm actually really curious if this gets attacked. I might play out the battle manually just to see what that map looks like.
Come, sea brigands!
Journeying.
Yeah, Aranessa is ridiculously fast. Holy hell.
Darkness comes.
Ooh, 2 turns might have been an aggressive estimate.
Don't linger.
Looks like it might be slightly more than that. I forgot Henrietta's army had depth guard in it, and also zombie pirate gunnery mobs. What? Okay, when we get the opportunity, I want to replace these with some deck droppers or some deck gunners, something. This army is a mess. All right, this is my primary concern. Let's see what happens down here. I should have put Pete on the other side of the reef so that it's less likely Tyrion will see him on the way in. Okay, Kairos wants to play defense from his massive castle, which makes sense. I haven't really seen how the auto-resolver treats Tzeentchian units, but my guess would be that it favors lizardmen over them, just because it favors lizardmen over almost everything. The lizardmen have this perfect combination of large amounts of HP and large amounts of units that just makes it really hard for them to lose CPU versus CPU battles. Tyrion is sailing east instead. Okay, they're just going to go make a run on Sartosa. That shouldn't be a problem. We can have Pete follow them in, probably. There sure are a lot of elves up there in Eotane. Well, if Kairos Fateweaver can't actually stand one-on-one against Krokugar, it seems like he might have trouble ending the situation over there. Sure. I've never even heard of that Dark Elf faction before. There are so many armies, and so many little, like, pockets and stuff in this game. It is very easy to lose track. Actually, I'm really curious what the deal is with the Drowned. They've been at no surviving power for an incredibly long time. And you would think at the very least they would have their primary lord with an army sailing around as a mobile city, the same way we do. And because the difficulty is so high, they should be getting a lot of free free resources every turn just for being a computer player. So, I don't know. Weird. Alright, yeah, let's definitely get this up. So 4 turns on that. That's very inconvenient. In the interim, is there anything we can do? None of this stuff adds garrison. I mean, I do love a plunder pile. It's hard to argue with a plunder pile.
The seas are my domain.
So do we put Pete in the water?
Mother of the Dark Convent.
What is my relationship with you?
Druki will hear your request.
We have a non-aggression pact. Curious.
Aboard the Tower of Blessed Dread.
Any chance I could get a trade agreement out of you? Hell yeah.
I may hold a sliver of mercy. Mathlan wills it.
That guy's got a kraken for a face. That's pretty solid. So yeah, we're up at 4,400 again. Maybe it is time to start building that 5th army. The defense army. I'm a little leery of getting in the water. But I might... I don't think I'm going to move him this turn. What's her name's not going anywhere because she's doing the second half of that recruitment. That's fine. Yeah, do I want to... I probably don't want to recruit our old Kelly Salt Spray because at this point we have so many Lord recruit bonuses that we get to bring people in at level 9. Yeah, maybe. It's like, you know how I love the Lore of the Deep? Got a fire starter or a murderer. It's really easy to keep murderers' morale up. Ah, but I do love an intrigant.
All bones on deck.
A mutineer if ever.
Wait, is he not the right... Hold on. How did that
I don't like them.
happen? I meant to recruit a Lord of the Deeps. This is a Shadow Lord. You know, an Instigator's not terrible either.
All bones on deck.
Alright. I just really like the good magic, you know? There you go. Vanguard's Revenge immediately. Feels pretty solid. And then we have a couple of Regiments of Renown available to just throw in real fast. We could grab... How much were the catapults? They're 15 each. These Warp Lightning Cannons are a lot of fun too. Just like big laser guns. Very useful against dragons, dinosaurs, any kind of big monster thing. We probably won't do any of that recruitment. We got plenty of good recruitment here to do. Let's like... Deck gunners are remarkably cheap for how good they are. And then I do want a handful of ogre pistols as well. I think we can afford here. Let's do that. And then the other 2 deck gunners in these slots for the second turns. And then do we want, if we have this many deck gunners, is it a good idea to also hire rifles? We want to be sure that the army will have enough room for dangerous stuff. I'm going to actually try picking up cannons for this army instead of mortars, because we're having really bad experiences with the mortars so far. And I guess I'm gonna throw 1 unit of rifles on there. Okay, so 2 turns from having a 12-unit army that is pretty capable of playing defense. We might end up a little bit negative on gold here, but we'll figure it out. No, I know. Unassigned skill points. It's true. Wendy hasn't moved yet this turn.
Get going, come.
Yeah, just get over here.
Vampire of the waves.
Land ho!
Captain!
Make sure we delete her existing move order.
Yes?
Interesting. Where did Helman Gorst has
Be
just
flogged.
has abandoned the port?
Serve for eternity.
We are going to have to kill him in order for this to be over. It looks to me like Pig Barter can probably survive
Overboard.
his attack,
We'll intercept.
but I'm going to try to be clever here.
Get moving.
Henrietta's an intrigant, if I'm not mistaken. We'll just try to sneak up, have Aranessa threaten the port, have Henrietta follow behind him. We'll see. If he turns around, we'll grab him. If he doesn't turn around, we'll probably still grab him. But we're going to be done with this, and soon. Gosh, I hope I didn't miscalculate. I mean, like, we're gonna be spending a lot of our income, our new income, immediately, for sure. I don't know if it's going to be too much. Oh, Kairos Fate Weaver just ran right out in Krukgar's face. That's interesting. He just wanted to make sure he was approaching from the side of that that fortress so that it was harder for Krukgar to get to it, I guess. Makes some sense. We won't see the income drop until the beginning of the turn after this coming turn. Wow, they are really sailing for us, huh? It may take all of our defensive armies to hold this back. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little worried. Oh, Kairos maybe miscalculated slightly. Actually, looks like he did some pretty good damage there. Kairos' army fell back, which means technically Krukgar won that battle. But it looks like he lost more units than Kairos did. What's up, Clan Pestilence? I don't even know. I'm pretty sure Clan Pestilence is... you can see their main threat right now is Itza. They're over there on that continent. So making friends with them doesn't really get us anything. It's not terribly useful, but... if they're willing to give me 1,000 gold right now in my moment of need, I will absolutely accept it. I'm still so worried. There's so many factions that have bigger armies than we do that hate us and just haven't found the time to come kick my ass yet. Alright, what's Gorst's response? Gorst is going to continue westward. I wonder what he's going after or what he's looking for. Because there can't be anything over there that he can actually conquer. Well, once Aranessa takes the port this turn, his army's going to start just like disintegrating on the field. It certainly won't be long now. Alright, the Lizardmen are passing the Sword of Cain around. Factions are dying left and right. We have the Curse of the Bountiful Treasure available. Eliminate a lord belonging to... yeah, we will do this. We will get a useless scroll of leeching. And yet more infamy.
Sartosa's most infamous. Make them fish food.
This is mine. You seem to be a little confused about it.
The Sea Father calls. His daughter answers.
I just like...
Fear
tell
the
me how.
pirate Queen.
Tell me how my Necrofex Colossus took that kind of damage. What on earth happened in that battle? Alright, so we have like 3 more skill points, and we don't really have all that much left that's interesting. I do think that we could charge up... we could improve our charge bonus to 65, which is certainly interesting. What is the degree of her anti-infantry bonus? You know, maybe we should do that. She has 62 melee defense, which isn't the best, but yeah, actually, let's take that charge bonus. We'll try to remember to use her that way.
Crew, to me!
I'm not going to spend money in Shattered Stone Bay because we're just going to leave.
Blood and toil.
Can you get eyes on... What's his name? Is he still over here somewhere?
Undead raiders.
I mean, he must be. There's nowhere else for him to have gone.
Follow, shipmates.
Unless he's laying the world's cleverest ambush somewhere. He was indeed. Cleverest is tough, but you know, he was at least laying an ambush. Okay, well, he's in some danger now, for sure.
Far beneath an archmage.
Where to?
This is absurd.
It is probably time for Pete to get in the water. Let's go ahead and launch this. Yeah, there's a couple turns left until this settlement has an actual garrison, at which point it will have 18 units. And probably can defend itself.
No prey, no
Maybe, hopefully. I don't think we're going to see much
shipmates.
in terms of resistance in that time. I think we can go for it. I am going to have Annie wait here, or maybe actually wait next to the settlement in ambush mode. Try to just misrepresent my position to the elven ships that may be sailing past. Probably don't want to spend a bunch of superfluous money right now until we see how things work out. This is Charles Fenn. Of course, he has unassigned skill points. There are no skill points to assign. I guess, yeah, give me recruit rank bonus for... sure.
The odds are against me.
All right, let's see what they do. I'm actually really curious what the Eotanian Navy is up to.
Come on board. I'll guarantee you.
Yeah, cool. He sees my army near his settlement, and he has nerves. I get that. That makes sense to me. We must have triggered that army's ambush. Like, they for sure got a notification that was like, hey, do you want to attack these guys? And they were like, no thank you, please. Please just stay low. Please nobody move. We are in silent running. I'm surprised that Tzeentch has a unit whose last name is Bubonicus. That feels like a whole different chaos thing. But I will say this. The Disciples of Tzeentch have done a good job of keeping all of that stuff to the east, all of the dwarves, even the Khorne faction that they kind of set us against with trickery, busy. Far too busy to bother me. Tyrion turned around. Interesting. And we're seeing movement toward the northwest of Ulthuan. I wonder if the Dark Elves are hitting the top side of the island, maybe. So what we're probably going to do with Aranessa while the other army chases down and eliminates Helmengorst, what we're probably going to do with Aranessa is just sail southeast and try to find another one of those sea lane markers that goes in a direction that's more useful. The problem is there are things that have... It's like a wormhole, right? It has two endpoints. The fact that we haven't seen any other endpoints makes me worry that perhaps there simply isn't an output that's anywhere near us. We might have to return the slow way, which is which is indeed like is the very, very slow way. There's not even like a Panama situation where like there's a narrow bit that we could cross. It's just a big fucking continent. The closest we'd be able to do is like right here, straight through elf territory, or straight through dwarf territory, which is a bad idea for so many reasons.
Admiral of the fleet, it shall be done.
Did he just, yeah, he just panic raised deaded a bunch of the most terrible units you can imagine. How is that, how is he able to run away like that? That is not even the direction. Ugh, enough.
The last is upon me.
Enough of this garbage. We're a little desperate for money right now, so I guess I'll take this. Alright, army has unfortunately caught a plague from the undead. She's got poison attacks on her melee now, though, and seasoned campaigner, which is awesome. Okay, so she's just providing Nurgle corruption. It's the most basic Nurgle rot. I'm not going to stress about it.
Blood and gold.
Take a turn to replenish, and then we'll bail out of here.
Of the fleet.
So Pete, actually, Tyrion is within my movement range,
These are my dogs.
as is
I
Laricion.
cannot rewrite reality.
Do I want to jump one of them?
No.
We don't know what exactly these armies are made of, which makes that a little scary.
I'll relay the order.
I think we're going to let this army just sit here at this level. Right now, they're not costing us anything extra, or they're not putting us negative. I will just sit here in this settlement for a bit.
All bones on deck.
Yeah, that should be safe enough.
I have sailed the world.
And with him there to reinforce the garrisons of our various settlements, I think it's okay to have Annie
The double.
sail out and try to make some stuff happen. And we know that the elves are turning around.
Keelhauls.
I'm going to get close to this but not interact with it so we can hit it at the beginning of next turn.
Darkness comes.
And I guess because we have an army on the way out, the smartest thing to do here would be
Heave ho!
to just
Waylaying.
try to lay this ambush. We will wait for our reinforcements to arrive.
Assault spite.
Okay, Arnessa. So the sea lane markers don't exist on this map, or on the zoomed out map.
Get going.
That's actually really annoying.
Let's go land.
Well, let's just go discover. And I will, in fact, pack this up. Yeah. I don't actually want to be in control of anything out here. It is of no value.
I can taste.
All right, Robert is in permanent hangout mode.
Undead.
I think Wendy might be done. Wendy might not have anything useful to do ever again. Certainly there are other ports we could set up, but
Duel to the death.
I don't know. We can get you out in the water and we can try to use you to help look for sea lanes, I
This isn't
suppose.
the God's victory.
And then down here, I don't want to spend to improve any of that while we're still so low on income. Although we're probably going to get a big boost next turn. And that is the Caravan of the Blue Roses down. We have a couple of settlements still to add to our total of conquered settlements. And we got to get rid of the Barrow Legion. But that's it. We're actually we're very, very low on remaining objectives. That said, getting rid of the Barrow Legion, it's, it's not like we're done. You know, we are still working for sure. Okay, it looks like the last defenders are probably actually going to get destroyed here. I suppose we can thank Kairos Fateweaver for something. I'm actually really curious about the Tzeentch faction. I think they're getting an expansion relatively soon, and we'll probably play them then. They seem to have some really weird mechanics, like the ability to cause other factions to go to war with each other. And also they seem to have teleportation, which is always a big deal in a game like this. What I would not give for some teleportation right now, right? Okay, Tyrion has unturned around. And in fact, yeah, they're coming at us with a vengeance, huh? Okay. These are solvable problems. We have a limited number of verbs, but the verb kill is all we're going to need, so. The last defenders have 3 settlements left and no armies. So they're desperately trying to muster, but Kairos is right there. It doesn't seem terribly likely to work. Itza is actually moving units to the coast. They may sail out for us. Very annoying.
My scurvy crew tell me you come to offer.
I still don't trust you. And when a person who's willing to ally with Kairos Fateweaver says that they have a trust issue with you, you gotta wonder what you've been doing with your life. You gotta reassess some things. So we're probably not going to actually do any gameplay on this next turn, but we are going to look at a couple of objective-related things. And I'll tell you, part of the reason I wanna stop maybe like 1 turn earlier than I otherwise would have is because I want to look around. I want to go look up the Sea Lane stuff. The Caravan of Blue Roses still exists as a formal faction. Am I not quite done? Did I miss an army somewhere? We may have to have Henrietta turn around and finish the job while Aranessa tries to figure out whatever else is going on. Do we have any idea? They haven't reclaimed any of the settlements or anything. But they might just have an army running around being difficult. All right, well, let's look at our objectives. So first things first. They do have a settlement. They were able to claim something all the way over there. All right, well, that's really annoying. They had an army secreted away and they were able to grab something all the way on the edge of the world. All right, it's a problem. We're going to solve it. The Barrow Legion has 8 settlements. The healthy chunk of the land that used to belong to the Empire. All problems we're going to have to deal with. And then on top of that, where are we at on our long victory? 12 settlements short. So most of this is going to get taken up by the Barrow Legion. There is at least 1 more settlement that we're going to have to knock down because of the vampires dwelling within it over here. And, you know, we'll knock over some elf shit or whatever. This we don't care about. We're not doing that. And here, we're close, you know, kind of. Here's the thing about undead. It's remarkably difficult to put them down and keep them down. A lesson we should have learned long ago. All right, that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, I will have done some research about the Sea Lanes. We'll see if there's a way to get Aranessa back over into the other fight quickly. And I'm sure Henrietta can handle whatever Helm and Gorst has left here. And we'll see you then.